Welcome to MT Garage, and in this video we're going to be reviewing a budget shop press. Alright, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. This is MT Garage, and typically we're doing things with cars. We're building them, working on Honda Civics, we're working on Nissan Silvias, working on cool things like that. We're going to the track and racing, and we also sometimes do tool reviews. So in this case, we are doing a review of a budget shop press that I picked up at Princess Auto, which is kind of like the equivalent of Harbor Freight if you're in the US. And so I picked this up for about $160 on sale. It's a 12-ton shop press, and I think it's gonna be good for basic shop use, for home garage, things like that. I'm gonna put some shortcuts in the video so you can jump to places like unboxing, the assembly, and then the review itself on how the thing actually works. So you can look for those either on the video or in the description. For now, let's just get to it. Let's start unboxing this thing and see what we got. All right, we're gonna start unboxing this beast. It's quite heavy. It's about 100 pounds or 50 kilos. So yeah, it's fairly heavy. It's good to have two people when you're bringing it into the car from the store, but it actually fit in the car nicely. We have a little Honda Civic, fit in the trunk and kind of into the back seats with the back seats folded down, just because it's a nice skinny box. So that was really nice. So it's a fairly simple unboxing. I mean, it's a simple tool. There's not a whole lot to it. Got our bag of hardware, our springs, the jack itself, and then just the main assembly. So there's not a whole lot to it. There's an instruction book that has very basic instructions, but I think we'll be able to just kind of throw it together without reading that. Yeah, let's just get to the assembly now. Okay, let's get to assembly. So first thing, I'm probably gonna put the feet and get the base going. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is get this top section installed. Nice beefy unit, and got the label at the front, and we will probably need some pretty hefty bolts for this one. So far for this particular press here, I've needed a 17, a 19, and a 22 mil wrench, and that should be all I need, although there's what looks to be a 15 on the end of those eye hooks. But pretty simple tool set, just wrench, ratchet. That should be all we need. Very simple hand tools. There we go. That is it assembled, and the next thing to do, the last thing to do, is to fully tighten all these bolts, and then we are ready to test it. All right, here we go. This is the press fully assembled. Go over a few details. So it is a 12-ton shop press, which is like the output of this bottle jack, as well as what this frame should be able to support. It also has, so this bottle jack itself has a stroke of 4 15/16 inch, so just about 5 inches of travel in the bottle jack itself. The entire unit working range is 24 13/16 of an inch. Man, I do not like fractions. So nearly 25 inches of workspace. So that means this table all the way at the bottom, this bottle jack all the way at the top, and that is the distance between those two. So just to give you an idea of that one. This is, again, the Power Fist shop press from Princess Auto, but I think it's very similar to a lot of budget, lower cost presses that you're gonna get at Harbor Freight or any of those other little tool stores. So that's it. So the handle here is about, I'd say about 24 inches. Plenty of leverage. The table, everything feels secure. These plates are nice and thick. They have these different cutouts for different pieces. If you need to press something through, or you need to kind of put something on there to press through. You have your small and large rounds, and then you have your small and large angle that you can put together and make better, you know, honestly, I don't know. I'm not a shop press guy, but it's a good table. It feels fairly sturdy. The only thing is that there is this play side to side in this rack. And so you're gonna have, you know, that little bit of jiggle that could happen and possibly kick out your piece that you're pressing. Overall, very nice. The entire height of this thing comes up to, oh, let's get a measuring tape while we're at it. So from the floor, we are actually at 4 feet. So it's nice and small. Doesn't stick out very far from the wall. So from the floor, we are actually at 4 feet. So it's nice and small. Doesn't stick out very far from the wall. You know, we're looking at about in total, our feet are sticking out about 18, 19 inches. The unit itself sticks out, you know, about 1 foot. So the one thing I'm gonna mention about the assembly of this and the build quality in general is there's quite a gap on the top section compared to the C channel. It doesn't look that substantial on camera. Actually, here you can kind of see quite a gap, but I've already tightened these quite a bit and there's still this gap. And I can just feel that this thing kind of still has a little bit of play side to side. So that's the one thing I'm gonna bring up, but that doesn't really affect the use or the ability of this thing. Most of the force is going to be applied upwards, and in that case, they don't have to be tight, and this will do just fine. But just for stability and a little more of a sturdy setup, I would like to see these a little tighter so that I could tighten this all the way and get a little more stability out of the whole thing. All right, guys, here it is. This is the fully assembled shop press. It's a 12-ton unit. It's very simple, it's very basic. The mechanics of it are very, very simple, which is great because it allows it to be made for fairly good cost. This steel all seems pretty heavy duty. There's only a few welds and they look pretty good. You can't really tell a whole lot because they're painted over and you can't see the penetration, but we'll see how those hold up over time. But other than that, the metal is a good gauge. The press itself, or the bottle jack, seems nice and heavy duty. Everything is coated and painted very well, so it should last. These steel plates for the table are quite strong, very solid. Assembly, as you can see, was very easy. I would say with gathering your tools, unboxing, full assembly, 25 to 30 minutes, and you're fully ready to go. So that is awesome. I'd give that a win here. But yeah, the next thing is we got to test this thing. So I'm going to grab a few things, squish a few things, break a few things, and see if I can find a bushing or something to press out. All right, so I found a few things that we're going to try pressing. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything legitimate to press, like bushing out of control arm or anything like that. So I found a few other things. The reason that I bought this press was to press out a few gear sets from my SR20 transmission. So I'm not to the point where I can do that yet on the transmission because there's still a few things I need to pull off with a puller and like hammer out some pins and stuff. So I'm not able to test that yet, but what I did find is a few coins, and I'm gonna try pressing a bolt, just see what happens. So the biggest thing that I'm really concerned about is to see when I'm pressing and putting a lot of force under this thing, will the jack swing out or is it gonna feel stable? Because I have heard people saying with this style of press that you can get it, it can feel a little unstable under pressure. So I'm gonna test that out. So I'm gonna grab my coins and that bolt and we're gonna start pressing. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is the classic penny. So I'm gonna take my 1 cent Canadian penny. I'm gonna place her under there. Oh, first things first. Gotta get ourselves some safety glasses. All right, so what I've noticed is important is to make sure that this thing hasn't slipped off of its little pad here. So it's pretty easy to do. But once we're under pressure, we shouldn't have to worry about it. For right now, I'm just using my hand to kind of get us down to where we need to be a lot quicker. All right, we are almost there. Time to start applying pressure. The biggest thing that seems to be happening right now is I'm cracking the paint on this steel pad, which I'm not surprised about. But putting a fair amount of pressure. It feels stable. If I kind of release and I shake it around, I mean, it doesn't feel like it wants to flop off or anything. So that feels like a win so far. I don't know how much I want to squish this. I'm definitely wrecking my pad, but let's take it out and see if we made any impression on that penny. Well, I don't think we did anything to the penny. I mean, we made an impression on this steel pad here, but what if we tried the penny this way? I feel like, you know, this is asking for danger. Danger, that's my middle name. Yeah, so that I can see is being part of the problem, is we have this side-to-side movement. And so when you're pressing something that has a tendency to flop, you're gonna get that. All right, now what I'm gonna try is taking this bolt and trying to press some pattern into this nickel. Got an idea of what's gonna happen, and it's probably these plates are gonna slide, but hey, let's give it a try. So that's to be expected, but I mean, I was not putting a lot of force on there, and it took nothing to kind of put a taco into this nickel. So that is our budget shop press. It is a pretty good unit overall. I'm very happy with it. We didn't really get to press things and legitimately use it, but it feels like it's going to be a good unit. It's going to do what I need. It's always nice to have a press around for the odd jobs, to press bushings and the control arms and to press things here and there. It's quite handy. So yeah, the next thing is to get my transmission disassembled so that I can actually use this thing and press that out. And if you've stayed around this long, we appreciate that. You may want to consider subscribing and checking out some of our other videos. We are currently building a 2000s era show car, kind of Lambo doors, orange paint, fancy wheels, all that. We're building some pretty fast race cars to go around the racetrack. We've got a few other things coming up too. We've always got things going on, so if you would like to check those videos out, consider that. We've also got a merch store. Link is in the description. Every penny spent on there goes to our projects, so it'll go directly to the Furious Civic, Frankenstein Civic, or the Silvia or the Supra or whatever we got going on goes directly to those cars. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you found it useful. If you did, consider giving it a like, and we'll see you guys in the next one.